Ambassador, dear friends, let me first of all say that it's truly for me a great pleasure to meet all of you. As you know, it is our practice whenever we come to a country to, as far as possible, meet the Indian community in the course of the program. So for me, not doing so would have left this visit very incomplete. I'm very glad that this has been organized by the embassy, but more than that, I thank all of you. You have spared the time in what is no doubt a very busy part of your day today and joined us here. Now, as the ambassador mentioned, this is for me a first visit to Luxembourg. I've of course known my Luxembourgish counterparts, both Minister Bettel and earlier Minister Asselborn for many years now, but still coming here for me is something which really brings the relationship very much closer. This morning, I began my day by meeting with the Prime Minister. I then had a long, very detailed discussion with Foreign Minister Javier Bettel, and I then had the privilege of calling on His Royal Highness, the Grand Duke. So from my point of view, I must tell you that it's really been a very, very productive and a very satisfying day. I would, of course, like to talk to you a little bit about the relationship and the larger context, but before I do that, I must also share with you that at every one of these meetings, starting with the Grand Duke, with the Prime Minister, with the Foreign Minister, I heard very strong and very effusive words of praise for the Indian community. We know when you hear that in a very natural way from your counterparts and from the authorities of the country you're visiting, it really leaves you with a very good feeling. I mean, the sense that in their eyes, this is a community which has been very well integrated. It is seen as very contributive. I think our sort of way of conducting ourselves, of really whether I suppose it's in the professional workplace or in terms of the community contributions that you make. In every sense, all I heard was repeated words of praise, and I thought, first of all, I must share that with you. Now, where our relationship is concerned, it is an important relationship for a variety of reasons. One, of course, Luxembourg is at the heart of the European Union. It's a country which, because it has been there from the start, has a great influence on the Union, on the Union's decision. So at a time when we are seeking to ramp up that relationship with the EU, the support that Luxembourg can give us, the influence that it will have over the collective decision making in Brussels is really quite significant. And I was given really the fullest assurance that, as you know, we are right now in a very advanced stage of negotiating a free trade agreement. In other areas, whether it's technology, whether it's defense, connectivity, mobility, there is a lot that is happening with the European Union. But the influence of Luxembourg, and I think the goodwill of Luxembourg in support of the relationship, is something which will surely come into play, and I know that will help us make the ambassador's job also a little bit easier in Brussels. It was for me a very interesting set of discussions, because traditionally it's been very much an investment-centered relationship, very economic. We have a decent volume of trade. But what I heard again was a lot of interest in the changes which are taking place in India, the new capacities, the areas where in their eyes India was doing very much more, and very much differently than before. And a lot of our discussions, therefore, were about how the digital infrastructure was working in India, how the space industry has taken off. We, of course, have very high respect for Luxembourg's own satellite, long-standing satellite capacities, but they were obviously also tracking us in that domain, and there were a lot of questions and interest shown in that regard. Again, today, no meeting, no interaction is complete without some exchange of views on AI. We are hosting the AI Impact Summit in about 6 weeks from now. And there was a lot, Europe and Luxembourg have their own particular approach by which they come at AI. They were very interested to know how we looked at it. And clearly, both of us, in our own particular ways, see it very much in a citizen-centric fashion. Conveying what has changed in India, what are the new opportunities that come from that, I think was really took up a very large part of our discussions. The long and short of it is that I expect this year that there will be a significant business delegation coming out of Luxembourg, many more ministerial visits, a much deeper interaction as a follow-up to what were the discussions that I had. So I'm sure in your particular cases, in some way or the other, it would probably be of interest to you professionally and personally as well. That was broadly what happened on the purely bilateral India-Luxembourg plane. But as I said, there is a context to diplomacy today. And that context is one where there is a fair amount of volatility and unpredictability in the world. And every country, every region is reassessing its interests, reassessing its calculations, and trying to see, okay, what is it we can do? In one way, how do we de-risk ourselves from the problems and challenges and the risks that are there, the unpredictability that there is there. On the other hand, say that, okay, it's not enough to de-risk, maybe we should be building closer friendships and deeper partnerships. So are there particular countries, particular relationships that we can trust more than others? And I think that common sense is today bringing India and the European Union much closer. So I can fairly confidently predict that 2026 will see upswing in ties with Europe. You will see, certainly I can speak for the Indian end of that, you will see a much greater investment of time and energy and attention on our part where Europe is concerned. It's also natural on such occasions that when ministers meet, you ask, okay, so what's happening at your end? And of course, in case of Minister Bettel, because he's been Prime Minister earlier, he's been to India. In fact, he was there last year in March. We meet from time to time. He's kept up with the changes. I think the Prime Minister was interested. It's been some years since he's been to India. And I found His Royal Highness also clearly following a lot of things which are happening in India in quite a bit of detail. So for them, when you speak today about the leapfrogging in a way that is taking place in India, the embrace of technology, the fact that people, the society as a whole, has taken so much to digitally driven governance that we have been able really to create services, particularly those offered by the government, with that degree of efficiency. You look at the infrastructure development that is taking place in India. I think these are all areas which clearly encourage them, it increases their interest. And I would urge you as a community here that, it's again, you are all connected you probably follow India in almost as much detail as I do. I may be living here, but given the connectivity today, the fact that information is available in the palm of your hand, there is so much that you know, and I would urge you to share it. Share it with your friends, share it in your workplace, share it with your colleagues, share it with your community, because that is how we really build up an image of India at a societal level. That image is very good, but like any country, it can always do with an improvement. So I will conclude there, but I do think, that as a community, I'm truly, as the Foreign Minister, proud of the image and reputation that you have built here. I thank you for it. I urge you to build on that further, to support us as we seek to take this relationship to a higher level. I'm sure you have your own interests and curiosity and perhaps comments about things in the world, things happening in India. Maybe you have words of advice to give me as well. I'm always open to taking that.